Hey guys, welcome to episode 14 of Unethical Podcast.
A tale as old as time.
Our special guest host for this episode is Kent Chungus from True Crime Kent. And today we're going to be discussing the rightful owner of John Wood's severed leg. Finders keepers. Welcome to Unethical Podcast.
At just 12, these two girls nearly took another classmate's life. Last May, they boarded
A fellow passenger on a Greyhound bus basically walking the streets of Winnipeg unsupervised. And the decision is causing concern. Vince is schizophrenic and found not criminally responsible.
We like to make good family, wholesome entertainment under there. So
Yeah, that's why I listen.
I really enjoyed listening to Corpsewood Manor with my mom. That was a good bonding experience
You
for us.
listened to Corpsewood Manor with your mother.
Yeah, I was helping her with something. I had it playing on the TV, and she really enjoyed the part where what was it? It was like the pink room. She really enjoyed that part where you described all the dicks and the dicks going
That was
in
my
mouths
favorite
and the
part.
dicks going in buttholes.
I actually
and the
listened to it with my
jizz.
mother too, and that's how I came out of the closet to her. So that's
Congratulations.
yeah.
Yay,
It was,
you're
it
part
was a
of
bonding experience.
you're part of my
Good for
family.
Yeah.
We're proud of you, Ken.
I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy.
We're
to
so
have you,
happy
man.
to have you,
Yeah.
man.
You're here.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
so stoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're fucking True Crime Kent's here, man. That's amazing. Fucking.
I tried
Kent,
to
motherfucking Chungus.
use if you'll look on the little Zoom meeting thing, I tried to use a fake name so nobody would know El Kento Chungwa.
That'll fool them.
So let's do this. I'm excited. I don't know what we're talking about, so
Yeah,
I'm just gonna listen.
Me
I'm gonna
either. Me either. I just do what Celeste says. So
Okay.
she's a boss.
Hey.
I like her. She's got a pretty head.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
He was the winner
He's
of
got a
our
pretty
little Miss Unethical pageant. So he's not wearing
Yeah.
his tiara.
Top
today.
10 skull shapes I've ever seen, probably. That
Oh
guy.
yeah, I forgot I posted that.
Close
Yes, thank you. I love it. It's awesome.
He's got a great head structure there, that fella.
It's gigantic. You should see the hats I have to get. They're like
Yeah.
8 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you do? What do you do, Kent?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Woodworking. I spend a lot of time on porn, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
Don't we all?
Shit. I enjoy spending time with my kids, and I also enjoy spending time away from my kids.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Wouldn't know.
I do a little bit of everything, and then I apparently take phone calls from convicts in prison in Alaska,
Yeah.
and really enjoy them. Great
I
dude.
thought you were gonna say I take phone calls from Antarcticans.
Antarctica. He is an Antarctican, so that's fitting. But
Ken, can I ask you a question?
yeah,
What happens?
it's below average.
That's the answer I was looking for. Perfect.
That's the answer I wanted.
It depends. It depends if you're measuring it like an American or you're measuring it like an Australian.
It's 8. It's 8.
Yeah, we figured out that centimeters make it sound longer.
We're gonna start with an ethical conundrum.
Here we go.
Welcome to.
Don't do that. That's naughty. Naughty.
Don't do that. He'll sue us.
Oh, so I should put away my penny fact. Fuck. No.
I will fucking leave.
Well, we know Kent has a line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking pennies.
So every once in a while, does a Canadian find an American dime in their pocket?
Mostly quarters.
Quarters, yeah.
You find Canadian pennies all the time. I've never
Well, we
thought
have
about
no
that.
use for them. We just sort of toss them.
Just throw them over the border.
Yeah,
over the
Yeah.
border.
they stopped making them now.
Right,
All right.
go.
I'm going. Don't rush me. I get performance anxiety.
That's Kent's fault.
excuse I always use.
This never happens to me.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. She's lying.
I'm literally just an overweight white guy from backwoods Kentucky. You
Same.
might run into me in a gas station. So there's no buying a tornado off the hot rollers. So there's no.
What's that?
You-
Says the fat kid inside me.
Oh, you don't know what tornadoes are? They just take everything that's unhealthy, buffalo chicken sometimes,
Oh,
string
yes.
steak, and then they fill it full of cheese and they wrap it in a tortilla and they deep fry it.
Oh.
That's a taquito.
But they call them tornadoes here in Kentucky.
Marco.
Australia.
Dry.
We don't have one of those up here. I don't
What,
think.
Australia?
We don't have. People just say Canada.
Yeah.
We should start something, Richard. Let's start calling it the duh.
Oh god.
Duh.
Love it.
Oh god.
That's great.
I
Dada.
can't do it.
I'm gonna vacation
Drake.
up in the duh.
Richard, stand up, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
have any funny stories about bumping into known stand-ups?
Like Joe Rogan came up and did. I used to do stand up at a place called Hotbox Cafe. Oh, here's a good celeb story. It's not a stand up, but it's Mark Wahlberg.
Ah, love that guy.
So
What a beautiful specimen.
I used to do stand up at a place called Hotbox Cafe. It was like a weed place, and you could smoke weed inside while the show was going on. Everything, it was pretty fucking sweet, actually. And Mark Wahlberg came in with him and his like entourage. They came in, they sat down, smoking whatever, and the lady who used to host the show, her bless her heart, her name's Jillian Thomas. And she was like, she saw him, but she didn't realize it was actually Mark Wahlberg, because who the fuck thinks Mark Wahlberg's gonna be there, right? So she's ripping on him. She's like, you look like a fucking Wahlberg. You look like uglier than Donnie Wahlberg. And he fucking lost. Yeah, he lost his shit. They all got so mad. Him and his fucking entourage. We don't need this fucking place. I am Mark fucking Wahlberg. And he lost it. And it was super awkward. And he
Oh
left.
my god.
He left, like everyone's in silence, him gone. And then everyone just goes, so Jillian just goes, well, I guess that was actually Mark Wahlberg, and everyone fucking died. Like, it just was yeah, so Mark Wahlberg did not like not being recognized and being called uglier than his brother.
my
so that
God.
was awesome.
I got to meet Theo about 2 years ago, and
Oh, cool.
I was wearing a tracksuit like a drug running Russian, and I did look like a Russian, like straight out of like a Call of Duty video game. The bad guy with the cell phone and the bad haircut and a tracksuit.
Yeah.
And I was with my brother who was dressed like he was going to church on Sunday. Like and we walking up and he kind of looks us up both down and he goes, you guys look like, and he really enunciated it. He says, you guys look like two real American brothers. And I was, he was cool though.
Awesome.
He was real cool. And you do stand up full time, don't you, Richard?
No, I wish. I live up in the middle of nowhere now, so I only do it as very infrequently. I work in a mine, actually. I work in a gold mine.
A gold, you're a stand up. That feels like, it kind of feels like one of those add a word things. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, choose an adjective. And you put the adjective. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, Mad Libs.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
A gold
Yeah,
mining
no.
stand-up comedian. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to get started, Celeste? Because we don't want to be keeping.
Okay.
Ken's like super famous.
Itching to edit that
Celeste.
interview.
I was telling my husband about you, and he's like, he's just a regular guy, so maybe treat him like that.
I literally took a piss right before I came down here and then got yelled at by my wife for not flushing the toilet. So that's the kind of guy that you're dealing with right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Dust.
I love her already.
Yeah, amazing.
And I ate a burrito. So
Awesome.
that's it.
Nice.
When we start
Yeah, dude,
recording,
it's
if we
awesome.
haven't already.
We are.
Oh, okay. I don't have to. I was going to go super proper. But like, hey, this is Kent Mullins from TCK. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here. Oh, shit.
Welcome to the show, Kent Chungus.
Almost fell out of my chair. All right. So now we're doing Buffalo Trace.
We're going to start the classic ethical conundrum. You buy an antique ornate armoire from an old widower for $500. It belonged to his late wife and had been sitting in her bedroom untouched since her passing. They were a good Christian couple. They had their own rooms. You pick up the armoire, you bring it home, only to find that when you open the drawer, there is a false bottom. And underneath that, you find $50,000 in cash, some handcuffs, a flogger, cherry lube, and a little black book with names and phone numbers of elite men.
Yes.
Now, are those things yours now because you purchased the armoire with the implied agreement of it being sold as is? Or do they belong to the widower because he didn't know they were there, but he inherited the armoire? What would you do? Kent, as the guest of honor, you're up.
So first off, I mean, it's important to note that anybody that owns a set of armor anyway, they're doing kinky shit in it, right? It's got chain links, it's got chest plates, probably had a sword at some point. There's already kinky shit. And the fact that in the bottom of this there is lube. Would you say a dildo was in there? What else was in there?
Who wants to tell him?
You know what? It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's an antique ornate suit of armor. That's fine.
Perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was just French for armor.
It is not. In fact,
I thought the same thing.
let's just call it a cupboard.
Yeah.
So I bought this cupboard, and in the bottom drawer is a lot of what could be perceived as freaky sexual fetish stuff. Correct?
Okay, the big focal point is the 50,000 in cash.
Well, I'm not really worried about
But
the
there's
cash.
50,000 cash in either. Okay. All right, cool.
He wants the cherry lube.
They can have the cash.
You
Yeah.
may keep the lube if that helps you answer the question.
I think that all that stuff is rightfully yours. I think you got it
Okay.
in a I think you got it because if you bought so here's the problem. If you bought that armoire, right? They sold it as is.
Mhm.
You get it home and one of the knobs breaks off of it. You go back to the owner and you're like, hey, one of these knobs, you know that asshole's gonna be like, sorry. I mean, you bought it. So that I feel like that flip-flop could go the other way too. Like, sorry, I bought this. This what's in it's mine. You should have checked. So and I would
Okay.
rather, while we're on the record, I would also say that I would rather own a set of medieval French armor.
Well, if we ever come across some, we know where to send it.
Okay.
I wouldn't even tell them. I just keep it, not even say a word.
Yep.
Be like, why do they have to know? If they didn't know before, no harm, no foul.
They don't
Plus, you
have
got a
to
new
know.
butt plug. Haha, buddy, that's a plus. I got a butt plug and 50K. Thank
There
you.
was no butt plug.
I was just imagining there being a butt plug. I'm just
There
hoping
was a
there's
butt plug. Okay.
I crafted this intricate story for you, and you guys are just shitting all over it.
Aw.
Same as
Oh.
Richard. I don't tell people my business, so I wouldn't be telling them that.
Okay. What about splitting it with him? The cash in particular.
Not the butt plug.
Fine, you can split the butt plug too. The point is the cash. Why did I even put other things in it? Damn it. All right, I'm changing the question. You find a money clip on the ground. Fuck.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mine.
No butt, just there's not a butt plug.
There may be one in your ass, but that was all. It's already
Okay,
yours.
so the one
Let's
that's already
assume.
there.
I mean, what can we do with half a butt plug? That's stupid.
What can't we do?
But Kent.
Ah!
Oh.
No,
you
that
guys.
50 grand is mine.
That's
It's mine.
Yeah, I'm not splitting. I'm not even telling them. I'm not splitting. I'm keeping it. It's mine for sure.
All right. How about you had a nice hour-long conversation with this man, and he was very nice, and he reminded you of your father, presuming that you had a good father, and if not, he reminded you of your father figure that got you through your childhood.
Here's 10 grand. You never saw me. You don't mention this. That kind of thing.
All right. Every one of you is 50 grand richer. Fine.
Yay!
Yay.
Cool. All right. So let's get into it.
Okay.
It's a tearjerker, you guys. So have those tissues ready.
I don't have tear glands.
That's funny. I don't have anal glands.
Now we know why you were so upset that we kept talking about the butt plug.
Well, it's out there. It's out there now. What am I supposed to do? On January 17th, 2004, a man named John Wood, get your dick jokes out now.
I'm would.
All right. A man named John Wood was involved in a plane crash that resulted in the amputation of his leg. The plane was being piloted by his father, Tom Wood, and when it hit a weather front, the plane's engine unfortunately cut out and nosedived to the ground. The terror was too much for poor Tom Wood, and he had a heart attack right there in the sky and perished, regardless of the impact. But John, his brother-in-law, and his nephew survived the crash. So today was supposed to be a happy day. John had been sober for nearly a year after a long battle with drug dependence, and he was beginning to repair his relationship with his family. But anyway, his father...
Was this some
I
sort
don't
of
know.
like celebration? Was it exactly the year? Like, did they go on a flight to
No,
like
it was
celebrate his thing?
just... It was the first time the family had gotten together since he decided to get sober.
Right.
I see. Okay.
Well,
So
that's sad.
Sounds like a poor choice on his end. Staying sober, don't do it.
I think that's the takeaway.
If you try to stay sober, there will be two forms of crashes.
You will die.
happening.
You will die.
Yeah.
will die. I'm gonna go smoke some meth
Hmm?
for my own well-being. Okay, we got to get through the sad part, okay?
Okay.
It's just
Yes.
the one sad part.
Okay, sad.
Okay.
Oh, we're not done yet?
No. John's father was a wealthy man, a high achiever, and he had a daredevil streak that he had passed on to John. So before the crash, John had actually been shot, run over by a truck, and electrocuted in his lifetime.
Holy.
Was this like a daredevil thing he got shot, or was this like he got shot like
No, he was
hunting
an
or something?
adrenaline junkie acting like a dickhead.
What if he
I
wasn't
gotcha.
and God just hated him? Like it was
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he had one life full of holes.
I just do you have the backstories behind all of those attempted deaths?
No, I don't. Sorry.
No.
Attempted deaths.
I know that he was electrocuted more than once. That's
Yeah.
what I know for
Wow.
sure.
Most of all those things don't happen to anybody once.
No.
This guy had all of them plus a plane crash. So
The Lord really had a bone to pick with this fellow. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know what? You may change your mind after we learn more.
Okay.
So,
All right.
unfortunately, all that he inherited from his father was said daredevil streak. John was a chronic underachiever, and this led to the strained relationship with his family and his problem with drugs. So, after the amputation, John told the doctors that you only bury the whole man. And as such, he wanted to keep his leg so it could be buried with him when he died. He was under the impression that he would be receiving the stripped, bleached bones of his leg. But here is where the story gets hilarious.
I'm so confused. Where was the sad part?
He lost his leg in the plane crash that killed his father.
Oh,
Oh, you meant that.
Oh, shit.
So the local mortician delivered unto him from the back of his minivan a kitchen trash bag wrapped in red tape, which swaddled John's fully fleshed leg from the knee down.
Was this leg frozen?
So it had been put on ice for transport between the hospital and the mortician, but I literally mean on ice, not frozen.
Oh, that's the devil's work.
And then the mortician gave it to him in a trash
So like
bag,
in a
somewhere
cool, like
cooler.
in a cooler, like you would put your beers in, pretty much.
Yeah, but the mortician didn't want to share his cooler.
it's probably pumped
Ugh.
full of formaldehyde too, huh?
No.
Hey, no, ew, just a raw leg.
Just
Yeah.
a raw leg.
Chuck that on a George Foreman.
Yep.
Oh dear.
I would be so upset.
I don't know.
I'm
Kent, what would
upset.
you prefer? I know you would like to eat your wife's legs. Would you like us to talk about eating legs? I don't
I
want to be
don't know.
insensitive.
How old was this man?
He was young, wasn't he?
When you kill a deer, older deer are going to be tough. I think you said this was the father, right?
No, this is the son, John.
Oh,
John is receiving his own leg.
it's his own leg.
Yes, it's his
Oh,
own
I
leg.
have to, I have to eat it. I have to. I
Be
have
George
to.
Foreman.
There's not even another. I have to. And I wish I was kidding. I'm being dead serious. Just for the story. Can you imagine this? Just for the story, I have to eat it. I have to.
Amazing.
Yeah.
See, now I don't feel nearly as bad about fucking the alien corpses in Area 51.
Yeah, there you go.
Just for the story, you have to do that
Touche.
as well.
That's what I said.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to eat it. You got to eat
Purely,
it.
it's purely research purposes, man. Purely research.
Science.
Not raw. I mean, we're not animals.
I'm actually kind of with you on that. I didn't even think of that before, but you'd never get another chance to eat human unless you're a psycho. So if you lose your leg, when life gives you leglessness, you make mistakes.
Exactly. And it's your leg. They're not going to charge you with cannibalism of yourself. I don't even think that's against the
Yeah,
law.
exactly.
Oh man, I got some fucking beautiful calves. I would just
Delicious.
Okay, prove it.
Ooh. Wait, ooh.
All right,
Hey,
those are
Oh.
beautiful.
I see
I'll
a
give it to 'em.
crease.
Yeah, I'd eat the fuck out of that
Yeah,
leg.
those
Yeah.
would be a snack.
that's 2 meals easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
See, American portions are bigger. We could stretch that up here for like at least a week.
If I don't got shit for legs, I would either tie it. If I got my own leg back, I would either tie it to a rocket and launch it into space to send like a threat to the aliens.
Threat.
I'd be like, this is how crazy we are. Don't even bother. Or I would do one of those. Oh my gosh. Or I would do one of those time lapse videos of like my leg getting swallowed by lava.
I was gonna say rotting, but that's cool
that's
too.
what I do.
Lava's wicked.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah. I would have to do a lot of things. Eating would be the last. No.
No.
I'd just like to carry it with me, like go to the shop, go to a restaurant, just park it on the table next to me and just watch people's faces.
Would you give it a tattoo like of its name?
Yeah. Yeah. What would we call it?
You name your legs?
Yeah. What would we call it?
Stumpy.
It's weird because it's like naming your chicken nuggets. I'm gonna eat that later. I'm not naming it. I gotta get too attached to it.
Because my legs are tattooed, I would mail it to my mom, probably.
Oh no, Dahmer said that tattooed skin tastes like shit.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like,
Mama.
that sucks.
What?
yeah.
Dahmer didn't like it. That's true.
Weird.
And I believe everybody here has a tattoo, right?
Oh, heaps.
I know
Yeah.
Richard does.
Oh yeah.
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 Keeps the cannibals off me. Like that's the only reason. Safety from cannibalism.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so what happens with this leg?
Yeah. What's going on
Yeah,
with
what
the
happens
leg?
with the leg?
He described holding his severed leg in his hands, having unwrapped it like a Christmas present just moments before, with a single word. Now, Kent, I want to test the redneck hive mind theory.
Okay.
Your neck is redder than the average bear. I want you to tell me, you're holding your severed leg in your hand. You've just removed it from a trash bag. What's the first word that escapes your lips?
Unique.
No, that wasn't it. It was, in fact, damn.
Yeah, that's.
I was gonna say hot damn. I was going hot damn.
I was thinking this is a unique experience.
I thought you had a hive mind because of the Ronnie McNutt video when the cop runs in and goes, damn!
Goddamn.
God
Yeah.
damn.
God damn.
God damn!
Yeah. I love that video.
Okay.
Dude makes a predator out of himself.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
His dog hated him.
Yeah. Didn't give a fuck.
Is it like the 1980s movie, Scanners, when his head explodes? Is it like
Yes.
that?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Nice guy. Huge head wound.
Cranial wound.
And it was like one of those revenge suicides. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He was
'cause
trying to
it's-
teach
Oh.
his girlfriend a lesson.
yeah.
I
He was
guess.
probably
yeah.
abusive.
Well, there's proof he's kind of fucking abusive to like everyone in his life because he doesn't give a fuck that he's gonna
Yeah.
blow his brains out in
Yeah.
front of all of them. So there's like that's some traumatic shit to put everyone through. So fuck you for doing it.
I'll give him that. This is the third time we've talked about him on this show. So he made an impression.
On the back of his wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made zero impression on his dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Nada. So, anywho, John took his leg to a local chicken restaurant or something, and he gave it to a woman who worked there and asked her if there was a freezer big enough to put his leg in. And she was like, well, check in a bit. It's the breakfast rush, dude. And so she just left it on the counter, and then he left. But then he gets a call a few minutes later from the manager of said restaurant, and he was like, God damn it, John, you can't keep your dang blasted leg here in my foodery. So he went back and he picked it up in the drive-thru.
Right on. Through the window and everything.
I'm not getting out. I got out once. I got one fucking leg.
And you've got the other.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That's amazing.
I love that. That's the best part of the story so far. I
Check.
wonder how he asked, like, can I get a fry, a hamburger, a large Coke, and a severed leg.
Chocolate shake. Forget the spoon.
Yeah.
How many OSHA violations is that?
Not enough.
Can you
Not
imagine
enough.
if the health inspection people came in whenever the oh, that's a leg. Don't that's not
Just
ours.
Just
That's
ignore
ours.
that. That's fine.
I'm just holding it for a
That's
friend.
not usually here. So,
John was a problem solver. And so he got some embalming fluid from the local mortician and he embalmed it in his shed. And then he wrapped it up like a joint with some mesh from a screen door. And then he stuck it in a tree to bake for 6 months.
I don't like, why did he have to go back to the mortician? Why didn't he just bring him embalming fluid to begin with? Like, you know what? You got one leg now, bud. You can come back and get. If you want any extras, they cost you. Like,
so is he trying to dry it out?
He just puts it in a tray.
Trying to mummify it.
I thought you bury mummies like in a tomb
Put him in a coffin and then under the ground.
Yeah, why didn't he just
Yeah.
buy a tomb?
and then be buried in the tomb later.
No, what he wanted was for the leg to be stripped. That's what he wanted, but nobody would do it for him.
Oh.
And so he was just trying to figure out a way to like keep it until he could pay to get it stripped.
right.
Does he mean he just wants the bones?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you
he
put
just
it
wants the
in a,
bones.
I actually know a little bit about this. You put it in an aquarium full of beetles and crickets and everything, and you just leave it.
Let him go to town.
So I actually watched a video of a young man that lost his arm at the elbow in a motorcycle accident. And this is the same story, essentially. They gave him his arm. He put it in a aquarium full of a bunch of bugs and just put the lid on it and left it for like 3 months. And they
Yeah.
essentially stripped it down to the bone, cleaned it, picked it clean. He had clean bones and just kind of let nature do its thing in a controlled environment so animals couldn't carry it off.
Wow.
And that is so much less work
yeah.
too than what this guy's doing. This guy's buying chicken wire and embalming fluid, and he's having to go to Ace Hardware, I imagine, at least 3 times.
For which port he got the mesh from his door.
Yeah.
He embalmed it in like some like a old grill he had in his shed, like a pot roast.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can't imagine it being easy to. Oh,
I thought you had to inject embalming fluid.
No, he sort of just basted it.
Just soaked it
That's
in
not
it.
going to work. That's not how that works.
That's
Oh,
not
that
how
stuff
works at all.
that stuff stinks so bad. It'll give you a headache like immediately.
Yeah, I'm sure he enjoyed that part.
Gross.
and then he hangs it from a tree so like everyone
Yeah.
can see, first of all, and then second of all, it must have been hard to get up there with one leg. You don't have any
Oh.
tossing
I
balance
didn't even think of
anymore.
that. I didn't even think of that. Shit.
Try and throw a rope on the top of the tree with standing on one leg. It's not going to be easy.
I'm climbing a tree with one leg next time, which will probably be
Okay.
tomorrow.
Let's do it. I want to see you do it.
I don't know how big the tree was.
Meanwhile, he could have just been eating it. He could have
Thank
just
you.
been stripping it himself.
Thank you.
You know, wasting so much time. Could just be eating it already.
Yep.
This is really pissing me off.
Yeah.
I've had it up to here with this guy.
Fuck this guy.
So what does he do with the leg once it's cooked?
He left it up there for 6 months, but he was evicted from his home.
Oh my god.
Possibly due to the drug problems that he had, which were worse than before because the hospital gave him OxyContin in recovery from his amputation.
Clever.
Yeah, so anyway, as he was moving all of his junk, he tucked his leg into a smoker to transport it. And all of his belongings were stored in a storage unit, which his mother paid 3 months rent on, and then said, after that, you're paying for it. So John moved on down to South Carolina, and by the time the 3 months was up, John had either forgotten or he didn't care, and he defaulted on the rent.
Uh-oh.
I feel like a leg in a smoker is something you probably have on the top of your mind a lot of the time. Like, how do you even forget about that? Unless you're like really
Drugs.
bad into
Yeah,
drugs.
he's-
Yeah, I was gonna say drugs probably.
Yeah.
the
I was
thing.
going to say, I know where all my appendages are at all times of the day. Every
Yeah.
I know where they are. And if I
In
have
fact,
some,
I'm hyper aware.
yeah,
We can't all be Kent.
I just feel like I would be like, oh shit, my leg is in that storage unit in that smoker. I should go by and get that sometime. My
Yeah.
leg.
My whole leg.
And also, when you said he got kicked out, you said he got kicked out of his house probably because of drug problems. Maybe it was because there was a
Possibly.
human leg hanging from the tree in the front yard.
Yeah, but it hung there for 6 months and no one cared. I feel
Wow.
like that would have happened a lot sooner.
I wonder where it was. It in front of the house or like in the back of the house? Did every neighbor just like, oh, the fucking rotting, and then just get used to it months later? Or
I don't
was it in the
know.
backyard? No one noticed. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Ugh.
Maybe they just thought he
Anyway,
was
sorry,
getting
keep
ready
going.
for Halloween super early.
This guy loves Halloween. The smell and everything. It smells like rotting flesh and everything. I love this
I
guy.
tip to my hat. It's realistic. It's very realistic.
This was a very small town this was happening in.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
I mean, he was just kind of left to his own device. I mean, the fucking chicken restaurant didn't even like
Call
Yeah.
the cops or anything. Yeah, fuck.
yeah, so whatever.
I mean, if a guy without a leg comes in with a leg, how are you going to question it's not his?
I think that's the first thing I would do. That's the perfect disguise.
That's a good. Actually, if you think about it, a guy with one leg is most likely to take somebody else's. If you ask me.
Yeah, for sure. You jealous assholes.
So
Listen, I'm going to need that more than you. So
I would be more suspicious of a guy with one leg bringing a leg in.
a leg for a leg will make the whole world limp.
Bold of
You
you
did
to
it.
assume it does not make me erect, in fact.
With only one leg. With only one leg, it'd be hard to stand erect anyway. All right.
right.
All right. Enter Shannon Whisnant, John's
course.
nemesis. Shannon had big dreams. He wished on many a star in his youth that one day he would, quote, be on TV a bunch and eventually become a movie star that was, quote, buried in money. He said that would be, quote, like super cool.
Oh,
Oh,
I love this guy already.
this guy sounds multi-layered. Sounds like a really
Deep, very deep. Yeah,
a
very deep.
deep thinker. Yeah, reads Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Probably watches
Yeah.
a lot of David Lynch movies. Absolutely.
100%. So his wish was about to come true. Sort of. So Shannon was an opportunist. He made himself money by finding garage sale knickknacks and junkyard crap for cheap and upselling them like novelties. So he described himself as a guy who would do anything for a laugh and a born salesman. He says it's because his overly animated drunk of a father savagely beat him as a boy, and these qualities helped him adapt.
Mm-hmm.
But one such money-making endeavor that he pursued was turning storage units into profit. And so in October of 2007, he attended a storage unit auction, and an antique smoker sitting at the front of one of the units caught his eye.
And how old was she?
I got him. Fucking Kent. Good one. Imagine that would have been like, instead of like Shannon, imagine this would have been opened up on like American Pickers or something like that.
Storage
Like
Oh
that
my
show where they
god.
yeah, Storage Wars or show. Like, imagine how fucking awesome that would make that episode. It'd be so crazy. Like, oh, what do we got in here? Oh, this antique smoker, probably $200. Okay, what's inside here? Oh my god, a human leg.
Then they
That
do
would've
that
been
thing
awesome.
in all those shows where it's like legs were first invented and
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Is Shannon a unisex name? Is that a thing? Is there lots of guys named Shannon?
I know 3 guys named Shannon.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes,
really?
I really
only
do.
know girls. I only know girls. Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh.
what happened when he found the smoker?
Okay, so I wish I knew what he bid for it, but I don't.
Oh god, that would have been great. $13.
So once the items from the storage unit that he won were bought, were transported to his garage, he decided to take a look inside his new treasure chest. And so he initially thought it was a handsome piece of driftwood. But when he picked it up, it felt too heavy. And suddenly in his hand, the leg started to ooze fluids down his arm,
Oh,
which he
God.
called cholesterol.
Cool. Shannon called it cholesterol.
He said, and the
Oh.
cholesterol started leaking down my arm.
This guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Formaldehyde.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yeah. So at which point he realized it done had toes on it.
You think it's like
Don't have toes on it.
it was
just
in a
squeezed
smoker. It was in a smoker. Maybe he thought like this is a fine cut. and they sucked each one of his fingers. I don't know.
Do bodies
Oh.
just leak cholesterol? I don't know.
Not usually. Not usually.
Maybe if it was like Michael Moore's body.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can imagine if you just squeezed him, it would just ooze out of his pores.
Just cholesterol, yeah, in a physical, because I don't even think cholesterol doesn't exist in like a physical form, does it? Isn't it like a description of a, you're a nurse, you know,
Yeah.
like that.
It's just it's in
there's
it's in the blood. It's like a
Yeah, you can't buy a cup of cholesterol.
no. You
Yeah.
can't. No.
This guy sounds like a Tiger King character.
Yeah.
Like he'd do anything to
Yeah,
be
for
famous. I kind of feel like he might be ending up in jail.
I actually feel he's more like the toothless boyfriend. This
Yeah.
guy.
I have no idea what's going on. I ain't gay.
I mean, I sucked his dick, but like,
I ain't gay.
We never touch tips.
It's a price you pay to pet a tiger. You got to suck a few dicks here and there. It's not a big deal.
I'd suck a dick right now to pet a tiger. I just want to put that out there on the record.
Here I am without a tiger.
If you own a tiger, contact me.
If you own a tiger, contact you. Please let us know how that goes for you, Kent. I hope somebody fucking messages you. It's
Okay.
like, I got a few tiger cubs. You coming down here? You can come see me and get a couple of them in you if you like. You can even suck tiger dick if you want. I don't care.
I draw
as
the
long as my
line at
dick gets
tiger
sucked.
dicks, but
Just for the experience, Kent. Just for the experience. How many times are you gonna
Yeah.
get to suck a tiger's dick?
Research, man.
Hey.
Research.
I mean, you make a good point. I'm not you. Damn you! I would not an underage tiger though. I don't want to put not a kitten. I won't do it. I'm a good person, and I wouldn't. Not a kitten.
Yeah.
It would have to be a full-grown tiger.
Okay.
Sorry. Continue.
Okay, so
No cub petting.
cholesterol leakage. Yep. Cool.
Oh, it looked like
Yeah.
you were looking it up on the internet, and you said cholesterol leakage. Yeah.
Yes,
I
it
thought- I
was.
thought-
Yes, it was in fact cholesterol leaking from him. And Shannon knew that. He knew the term, exactly what he was experiencing. Shannon was encouraged by a friend of his to throw it away, but I guess it occurred to him that it would be bad if the cops found a leg with his DNA and fingerprints on it.
Yeah.
And so he told his friend he was
Usually.
a stupid son of a bitch. And
Mhm.
so instead he called 911 and told them that he had a human foot, it was plumb nasty, and that it was grossing him out. So despite soon being known locally as the footman, Shannon was in fact not a footman, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So the police came to confiscate the leg.
Either way, gross.
But Shannon was no dummy.
Are you sure? He ain't no ordinary dummy, you mean?
There is a distinction. There is a distinction.
Because I'm telling you, if you ask this guy any kind of math problem, he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. So I'm.
He's
Ah!
actually got 3.
Yeah, he has more legs to stand on than any of us do.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
There it is.
4 if he's got a big.
Yeah, might have 4. Stupid people always have. Yeah, never mind.
Have you conducted research?
Really dumb people always have huge dicks. So it's evolution. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
If you don't have a big brain, you need a big
Yeah,
dick
you've got
to
to
keep on
They
reproducing.
exactly they exist for some reason. They would have died out. Carry on. Sorry. We were just talking about science.
And that is the book of Evolution by Richard Stoodle and Phil
Yep.
Chungus. Thank you. Edition 5.
Oh boy. So anyway, Shannon basically just told him, he was like, I paid for that, their leg. So the story and the respective 911 call made national headlines in the coming days. And John happened to see it from South Carolina. So since the leg was not severed as a result of foul play, Shannon began demanding that it be returned to him. So he took his auction receipt to the mortician and waved it in his face, demanding his property back.
Is this sorry? Before we is this the same mortician? Like, is this the same town where the locker was found?
Oh,
Like, is it
yeah.
the same guy? He's like, yeah, I remember. That's hilarious. This mortician's my favorite part of the story. He's like,
He's probably like, man, I'm fucking sick of seeing this leg. Get fucking
exactly.
Also, first time in history anyone has ever showed up there, I guarantee it, with a receipt.
Yeah.
Ever.
The mortician's probably like, what?
I did not train in medical school for this. I don't keep the books, so I don't know what the.
I'm just a guy who likes dead bodies. Okay, don't come crying to me when it comes.
I was
back.
elected
Leave me
to this
alone.
position.
This dumbass is
Yeah.
so stupid that he's standing there, able-bodied, trying to argue that it's his. He's like, I went to medical school. I know for a fact that doesn't belong to you.
No, he probably had to call like the closest city. Can you come?
Maybe he's like Smeagol. He's like, oh, you've returned to me. Yes, leg. He was so happy for it to come back. I knew it would come back.
Okay,
Sorry.
so while this was happening, while Shannon was demanding his property back, John made his way up from South Carolina to the Dollar General parking lot in Maiden, North Carolina, for some reason, to pick up his leg. And a press conference was waiting there for him when he arrived, as was Shannon Whisnant. So John describes Shannon as his complete polarization and his antichrist.
Oh.
And he used the phrase like the opposite of a soulmate.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Okay, I'm holding.
What? Break down that. What just happened?
A lot, man.
They met at a Dollar General.
Parking lot.
That is so fucking
Yes.
Kentucky. Are you sure this didn't happen in Kentucky? Okay, this is definitely South. I don't know how it is in Canada or Minnesota or Australia. Dollar Generals are everywhere down here. So that's the least surprising part of this story. But so they meet up and they what happened after they met up now?
There was a press conference waiting in the parking lot to talk to John. And Shannon just stood there, like behind all the reporters, just eyeing him and trying to intimidate him, I think. So to give you a little backstory here, Shannon knew of John and he harbored like major resentment. So I assume, and I don't know for sure, that they grew up in the same town at the same time, but not together. Because John's family was like rich. And I mean rich. He had a roller rink in the basement and a go-kart track.
Oh,
Jesus.
I'd try to keep this guy's leg too.
And then he
fucking-
lost his leg.
All he's
Yeah.
asking is for just this leg, John. So,
I got all your cholesterol on me. I deserve it.
yeah, so but Shannon said in the documentary that he was never invited over to John's house. And I don't know whether he meant that literally or if he was a trailer baby, like metaphorically. I wasn't invited over. I don't know exactly what he meant by that, but he definitely knew of him and knew his situation and like was resentful for sure. So yeah, John had no idea who this fucking guy was. None. Just like some big fat fuck in the back of the thing. Like,
Oh, God.
Just sweat and cholesterol.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. So cue the dick measuring. Shannon had plans for that leg. He started charging people to view the smoker that once held the leg. A very reasonable rate of $3 for an adult and $1 for kids if you want to make it a family outing. And
Oh
he
my
planned to
God.
make a whole lot more once he got the leg back.
Wow.
So Shannon's first power move was to approach John in the parking lot and propose that they become business partners and both make money from the leg. I think his initial like proposal was like, well, how about you just bring it back for Halloween and I'll charge then and you can have it the rest of the year.
Setting up a timeshare for this fucking leg.
Yeah, split custody
Yeah.
for body part.
It's like custody of the kids,
Uh,
except for the leg.
Yeah.
At least he was just charging kids to look at it, though, not like surfing burgers out of it. You know what I mean? Like at least that was happening. That's a
Yeah, but
something.
who pays to see the smoke? Like, first question. Okay, is the guy that this leg belonged to dead? No, he's alive. He works at the Xerox company down the road here. And it just had the leg's still not in it. No, it's been gone for a while now. So this is just a smoke. I'm just paying $3 to see a smoker, right?
Yeah.
Because it
It's
doesn't,
so random.
it's not tied to any kind of crime or anything. This
Yeah.
is just
I can only assume that there is nothing fucking else to do in Maiden, North Carolina.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
you know,
a
actually,
lot of cannibals were lining up to see that.
yeah, actually, I'm thinking about back to my hometown because I don't even live in my hometown anymore. But if I did, I would definitely 13-year-old me. I can see me paying $3 to see a smoker that had a leg.
$1.
So that makes
$1 for kids.
The more I think about it, the more that makes sense. Actually, but especially if it's behind a Dollar General.
No, he's not near the Dollar. It's complicated. So so John claimed that he completely rejected the proposition. Shannon claimed that John was totally fucking balls deep in the proposition. Either way, Shannon pumped up the brand. Okay, either he believed it because it was true, or he believed it because he was crazy. He pumped up the brand. Buddy made t-shirts. Buddy went on TV, on radio. He made merchandise. He built an exhibition site on his property, all without the leg.
I want one of those t-shirts.
And this is the guy with 2 legs, correct?
Yeah, this is Shannon.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want it. I kind of want a
I
shirt
want one.
just
I wanna
because
launch
it's
it into
outrageous.
Imagine what this guy could do with a head. Like, what if this guy actually had assets? This guy's maybe more genius than Kanye West.
I'm confused. If he had a severed head, he'd still only have one brain.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. He's built an empire out of not having a leg while simultaneously having 2 legs. That's the fucking craziest
Yeah.
thing.
I just wonder, like, if this would have, like, if this was working for him, like, how far would this guy go to actually get this goddamn? Like, I'm excited to see this right now because this is funny. I'm excited to hear about this. This is hilarious.
Mm.
Let's find out. So Shannon ended up finding out that John was giving interviews saying that he had no intention of working with Shannon or profiting from his leg whatsoever. And so Shannon took a break from building his empire and he decided to run a smear campaign against John.
Oh, wow.
To anyone that would listen. He's still convinced at this point that once they're finished with the leg, they're going to give it back to him. He has the receipt.
It always gets political.
God damn it. So he went so far as to call John's father, Tom Wood, a wannabe hillbilly that thought he knew engines because he had a tractor, and that's why his plane crashed on live radio.
Yeah,
Oh my
That
god.
makes a whole lot of sense.
John's father was actually a bush pilot for over a decade.
Oh, the shrubbery, eh?
Bush pilot. What they used to call pimps in the 70s.
I like that. That's witty. Yeah, so John was very set off at this point, as you can imagine. So John went on a talk show and revealed the absolute jaw dropper that Shannon was a moron and that he actually already had the leg.
Oh
They
my
already
God.
gave him the leg.
Wow.
While
Oh.
Shannon was doing all of this, John had the leg the whole time.
On you, John.
I kind of feel bad for Shannon.
So,
Oh.
thus was the climax of the dick measuring, and Shannon ended up with a big white load of egg on his face.
Yeah.
Where did Shannon think the leg was?
Being held by the funeral home still until the police decided where it would
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the master of this entire thing is that mortician. He made this happen. He fucking played them all like little marionettes. You fight against each other. You guys are gonna get this leg, and every time this leg comes in, there's an administrative fee. You know?
It's not like he comes in for to check. He's like, "Where's my leg, Emma?" And he remembers waving the fucking receipt in his face, demanding he's probably back. He's like, "I don't know, dude."
You didn't lose he didn't lose the leg.
Yeah, what?
No, but the other guy did. The other guy didn't care about his leg. He just put it outside and then shucked it in his smoker and didn't even check on it when he moved. You know what I mean? Like he didn't give a
He
shit
was
about it.
trouble.
Shannon wanted it. Shannon was building his business on the back of this leg, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's an entrepreneur. And John only cared when there was money involved in his leg. Before that, you know what I mean? Like Shannon, I feel bad for him a bit. He's dumb. He could have probably tried to sell like a new kind of burrito or something and maybe like done it less weird, but he was still trying something. John was wasting the opportunity to have that leg until he lost it. You don't know what you got till you're gone.
Dude, like, okay, imagine, okay, you lose your leg, it's somewhere else, you don't need it, it's not helping you to have it, but like, would it not freak you out to know that another man did? What is he doing with my leg,
What are
man?
you doing
There's a
with my
foot on
body
there.
part?
I know what people do with feet. No.
He's draining of its cholesterol and selling tickets 2 bits a gander. This reminds me of that toe thing in the Yukon where that bar has the toe at the bottom of the whiskey or the tequila or whatever the fucking alcohol it is.
Mhm.
And it's like a toe shot. You go to the bar and they put the toe in your cup and then you have to do a shot with the old formaldehyde or the alcohol preserved toe. And this guy uses that. He uses that as like a selling feature for people to come to his bar from in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That's
So
fucking
I know
gross.
there's, yeah.
I just picture
Shannon-
drinking formaldehyde because of that. And I'm like, oh God.
Shannon is not the first severed body part entrepreneur in North America, and he's just following a long line of these people trying to make $1.
Yeah, but
Let's
they
remember
were
Elmer
dead.
McCurdy.
Every
Yes.
other severed body part entrepreneur, the source was dead.
Elmer.
The only way I would have a problem with it is if the guy had like a Planet Fitness membership. Like I couldn't let somebody
he doesn't, believe me.
Okay, yeah, I'm cool with it then.
I mean, he
'Cause-
could just like flip the tables around and just start calling everything legless. Like my legless food truck. Everything's legless. Legless burritos.
And then you
legless
just
tater
mount it
tots,
on the top
legless-
like like one of those ornaments that they always put on those,
Yeah.
like like an ice cream man's truck
Oh,
has
yeah,
an
yeah,
ice cream
mhm.
cone on the top of it.
That's just a
Yes.
leg.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's a much better business investment. Take it on tour. Don't set it up in your shed.
Yeah.
Some entrepreneur you are.
Go international with it, man.
Dude.
How'd you
legless
get that through
poutine.
customs?
That'd be a good centerpiece in a bar,
Mm.
actually, because you know how there's that one bar in maybe Ireland where there's a toe, an old mummified toe that people drink out
Oh.
of, from a shot glass.
Are you telling the same story?
There's a toe.
Are you doing this on
This
purpose?
story already happened. Did somebody just tell this story?
Yeah, I did.
Did it happen right after Celeste asked what we would do if one of our legs was being used by somebody else?
I thought it was a bit.
You
Leg on
said
my face.
you did say something about Elmer Curdy, so maybe you were too busy thinking about him.
Yeah, I was thinking. Well, I was actually thinking about.
Eating it. He's still thinking about eating it.
I would have ended all this when I first got it.
He's thinking
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
type
and-
of sauce. You're at barbecue
How
sauce,
best
maybe, I
to
reckon.
prepare.
How much time has passed between losing the leg and now?
I would say
6 hours.
I would say probably closer to a year.
Because it hung in the tree for 6 months, didn't it? And then
It
it was
did,
in
yeah.
the smoke.
Yeah.
Then it was in.
Oh,
the,
and then it was in there for
s-
3 months.
3 months. So it's like it'd
Probably
be like a
probably
year.
over a year then, yeah. Because there was a period of time after his accident too, where he hadn't lost it yet.
So he didn't lose it immediately.
Where like no, he hadn't like lost the leg, like it wasn't gone.
Oh, you mean lost as in where is my leg?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was severed.
Yeah.
It was severed in the accident. Was it severed in the accident, or did he have it cut
no,
off?
it was amputated. So he got in
Okay.
the accident, and then it was amputated after. This isn't a huge case. There really is only one source of information on it, and it wasn't specific. So I'm just sort of guessing.
It's a fun one anyway.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's a
good time.
perfect one.
It's a perfect.
It's the perfect one to laugh with Kent with.
I've had a good time. This is fun.
It kind of reminds me of like there's that bar where they have a mummified toe.
Oh wow! Really? What did they do with the?
Have you heard of that? It's a really interesting story where they drink and there's a toe and it's in the glass. It stays in the glass. They don't.
Sounds interesting.
Richard, have you heard?
Never heard of it. Not once. That's interesting. Please tell me the whole story from start to end.
So a bandit died and this is me really trying to tell the story. I don't know what part of the story you're told, but
Yeah.
I think the story was a bandit died, and so they drank. This is a lot of fun, guys. I've enjoyed myself quite a bit. I don't know the whole story. I just know there's a toe, and they drank out of the glass with the toe. The toe's in the beer, and then the toe touches their lips
Yum.
like this, and that's the bar's gimmick. I'm just saying that this would be the same gimmick, which it sounds as if Richard really sounds like I'm stepping on his toes.
Amen. I got lots of toes left.
All right, keep
Okay.
going, Celeste. We're listening.
So over the next few weeks, Shannon's lawyer continued to fight for Shannon's property to be returned to him. And John began spiraling deeper and deeper into drugs and alcohol. And finally, John sold out completely. He appeared on a talk show with Shannon. He was there. And for the first time, he revealed his severed leg to the public eye.
Can we see this?
Yeah, you can. You
Yeah,
can look it up. It's
is-
all.
I've got to
do
look
it.
this up right now.
And he made a nice bundle for it too. But his family cut all ties with him right then and there
Wow.
How come?
because he had preached that the reason he wanted the leg back so badly and that he didn't want to make any money off of it is because he wanted to make it into a like memoriam piece for his father.
Ah.
That's respectful.
But it's a lot less respectful when you show it on TV first
Oh god.
with your nemesis
Touche.
too. So he sold out big time. And of course, he sold out for only one reason. He sold out for money for drugs. And his
Yeah.
family didn't like that he was a drug addict either.
No, that's gross.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose one.
Leg.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking nasty though. Like I love this story. This is a fantastic one.
Mm.
It's so random, and I don't mind making fun of them at all. So
Oh yeah,
So-
it's so random.
Is that where it finished, Celeste, or did they go on to like show it to? Did they keep showing it, or?
Everyone who's in America, you can watch Finders Keepers for free on Amazon Prime. I'd pay for it up here though.
Oh, cool.
I'm watching that tonight.
It's the soul sister to Tiger King.
I'll tell you a good documentary is Killdozer.
Oh,
yeah,
I
it was
want to
awesome.
watch that. Yeah.
Dread?
Oh, I heard the worst podcast about that. This fucking guy just went on and on and on.
Oh.
Yeah, that fucking inbred and that Russian. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
yeah, Tread was wicked.
All right. What's next, babe?
So the two men, John and Shannon, eventually ended up on the once popular Judge Mathis show to settle their dispute once and for all.
Wow.
Oh my
And so,
god.
according to the documents for the Judge Mathis show, once a ruling is put down by Judge Mathis, the matter is closed. There are no appeals in TV court or any other court.
Richard's losing his mind.
This part broke me because I love those shows. They're
Yeah.
so bad. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I missed the fucking leg one though. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, so Judge Mathis rips into Shannon on the show. He's like, where the fuck do you want another man's leg? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Finally, someone's asking the tough questions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he thought the whole thing was hilarious. It's funny. It's in the documentary. It's good. But ultimately, Mathis granted $5,000 in monetary damages to Shannon, citing finders keepers. But he said, I will not give you another man's leg. And that was that. Officially, legally, the case is closed.
About goddamn time we got some justice.
Judge fucking Mathis. Props to Judge Mathis.
Yeah.
He doesn't even sponsor this show, but fuck, go watch Judge Mathis.
Hey, you know what?
for
More
us.
props to Judge Mathis, okay? John got to keep his leg, but at no small cost. Once John had revealed the leg, the fascination ebbed and the opportunities to make money ebbed. And he ended up totally broke, addicted to drugs,
living under a bridge with nothing but his leg to keep him company.
Story is old as time.
Isn't
I
it?
had a dollar. I had a dollar.
If I had $1, I would pretend I was a child and go see the smoker. That's what I would do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh
send
my
Jack to see the
God.
smoker if they wouldn't let me in.
Yeah.
Take photos, Jack. Take
They
photos.
could tell me all about it.
Video.
With a disposable camera.
And then charge people to see the photos and make your money back, because it sounds like in this town people would pay that.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
So there's a happy ending here for John. Judge Mathis's crew saw that John was down and out when he was on the show. He was dirty and sickly and obviously like fucking zonked on cocaine when he was on the show.
Oh, hell of a drug.
And so they arranged for John to be admitted to one of the best treatment centers in the United States, fully covered by the show.
Nice.
Aw.
A amateur forensic veterinarian also stripped his leg free of charge and sealed it in epoxy for him.
the severed one, right?
Lovely.
Yeah,
You think?
Hey, can you do my arm too?
Yeah.
Just do it all, man. I'm bulletproof. So yeah, so he did this as a memorial of his father, which is what he wanted all along, so he says. So in 2014, John found himself a wife, and in 2015 he won the lottery.
This guy gets everything. He gets electrocuted, shot, helicopter, or plane crash, lost leg, lost severed leg, found severed leg, gets to be on Judge Mathis, gets all his shit paid for, and more. Like, what is going on? This
He's
guy's
lived 20
amazing.
Yeah,
lives.
Ken,
This guy's lived
what do
20
we
lives.
think? Does God still hate him?
Honestly, after this episode, I don't even believe in God anymore. I don't think there is a God. So,
But we don't know what happened to Shannon yet.
wait, John. So John hit the
Yes, he
lottery. The guy that now has his leg. He already hit the lottery when he got his leg back. If you ask Shannon,
Yes.
because there is money to be made there.
Yeah, and he got himself
I'm
a
telling
wife.
Nice.
John got himself a wife.
He did. He got married.
I wonder if she has all her appendages.
She does. She does. Yes.
She actually has 3 legs, and that's why.
Only when he lets her hold it. So, okay. So the documentary that came out actually inspired John to defy the redneck stereotype. And so he committed to helping other addicts and the homeless. And so as far as I know, John is still sober, still married, and doing very well.
Fucking right.
Nice.
That is the craziest shit. I cannot believe he got won the lottery after. Do we know how much he won in the lottery?
It was not millions of
Still.
dollars, but it was a good win for sure.
Probably like
Like anybody would be
$200,000.
happy. What?
$200,000. That's how much he won.
You
So nuts.
you looked it up?
No,
we're just gonna go with that.
that's
number.
what I'm going with, though.
How old is John now?
John, he's in his 50s.
Hey,
Or-
not bad.
No,
He
he
had
was in his 50s. He might be in his 60s now.
I mean, shit. He went through a lifetime of shit
Yeah.
already, and he's only halfway there.
Yeah, but our man Shannon went on to appear on the Dukes of Haggle reality TV show, where they made a joke out of the footman. And it was not subtle.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
wonderful.
Why did he think he was
Oh.
there?
Because he always believed he was gonna be on TV and it was gonna be super cool.
What did he think? I've always wanted to be an actor. I never even told anybody that. That's crazy that they contacted me. I didn't even, and then he gets there and he's like, "Oh, this is about the leg." Yeah, asshole. What do you think?
I think I found the leg, guys. It looks like it's
Oh.
mid shin down, so there's a chance somebody ate something. Is all. I'm just hoping he took the opportunity and ate a chunk of it.
At least he picked the good part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the calf.
I cannot wait to watch this documentary.
Yeah, me neither. This is so fucking hilarious. This is great. I'm
What
glad.
what if this foot was missing the toe and that's what's in the bar glass?
What bar glass?
That's the yeah. Fuck.
The one Kent and Richard invented.
He's trying to operator me right now. Well, I'll bring up my goddamn penny facts, you motherfucker.
Oh no! Don't threaten me with a good time.
Next time, I'm gonna get him to come with me here to do this. And I'll
Oh,
be-
God.
I don't think the operator can handle this.
We'll have to do a
Stop.
nice story for him.
Yeah, it would have to be a happy one.
This is a happy one. Speaking of happy endings, he went on Dukes of Hagel reality TV show.
Yeah.
He also took to a local podcast to spew about how much he hated the documentary because he wasn't in it enough. He was arrested for standing outside of a bank with a gun, and he ran for president in 2016. I don't remember who won, but some fucking guy won on November 9th. And then Shannon promptly died of a broken heart on November 11th, and he is dead now.
Oh,
Seriously.
President of what?
The United States of America.
As an independent, I think.
It
Wow.
was Obama that won.
Wow.
Oh no, that was the year Trump won.
It was some fucking guy. Who knows?
How did he die?
Heart attack. Broken heart.
Oh,
I say it.
okay. His heart attacked him.
Wow.
Wild story. That's wild stuff.
I feel like everything worked out the way it should
Yeah.
have in the beginning. Like, why did all this bullshit have to happen?
Yeah.
So that's
This-
Les could tell a story about it. I
Yep.
get it.
That's why.
This is the most Disney unethical episode we've ever had. Everyone
Yeah.
ended up where they should be. I feel
No,
like
I
this-
disagree. I disagree. He fucking,
Okay.
you know what? At the beginning of this episode, all of you said that old man had no right to his shit. And now you're all like, well, good. John got his leg back. You're hypocrites.
he got his $5,000. I don't care. He got some sort of money for
It doesn't matter. It was
they
his
made
sold
the
as
agreement.
is.
I
He
just
owns the
put it
leg.
this way.
I just want to say that I have remained where I initially stood, and that Shannon was trying to build an empire, and he should have been united with that leg, reunited with the leg. And I stand by that.
I agree.
I said that in the beginning, and I'm saying that at the end, and I will stand on this hill.
And I'm with you. We're gonna stand together on this hill. But if somebody comes,
You guys
to
don't have a
and
leg
says,
to stand on.
if he comes, if somebody wants to buy your business and they give you your whatever monetary, or the court says you have to have it, that's why I'm like, cool, everyone got what they should get because it went through the court system. Judge Mathis, if Judge Mathis wants to give me $5,000 for that, I'm listening to Judge Mathis.
We don't know what he
Everything-
paid. What if he paid well more than $5,000 for the storage unit?
Oh, that's true.
Then it's Shannon's
true.
fault for opening his mouth and saying that he not moving across the country and then saying he has the leg.
But he
Yeah.
owns the leg. He owns it. He has a receipt.
And that's important.
Mhm.
That isn't.
It's
That is
possession is 9/10
That's
of
a
No
contract.
receipt. No receipt. No
receipt.
refund.
exactly.
Yeah, I still think Shannon should have had it, but I mean, if they give him $5,000 for it, sure, give it back.
I would
to
let
Johnny.
somebody take one of the legs that are still attached to me right now for $5,000.
Okay, what about when we consider the fact that the leg literally ruined his life?
But he still had two legs the whole time.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a rude thing to say about amputees. They're functioning very well, thank you. But
It's not that. It's the Shannon ruined his own life. It's not like the leg did anything. He was the one who saw a leg and tried to make an empire. He fucked himself.
so no, yes, I mean,
By being a
yeah, of
squeaker.
course. He put like his faith into like a thing, into an idea, an empire, and he ended up with like, not only did he end up with nothing, but he ended up like a massive joke because of it.
But it was Shannon who asked John to go to the Dollar General, right?
No. John saw the interview and he called the funeral home. And then he
Oh.
said, I'm going to drive up, meet me in the parking lot of the Dollar General.
That's been said so many times, by the way. in
Because
the
that
South.
makes sense. Why didn't he just go
Well,
to the
hey, so-
fucking funeral home? Why did he have to meet him outside of a bloody convenience store? Couldn't he just go to
Maybe he was trying to avoid the media firestorm.
Down at the Dollar
And
General.
it's just like the one time. Yeah,
Down
the
at
one
the Dollar
time John is
General.
lucid, he
Yeah.
sees this interview.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
okay.
the mortician ratted on him anyway. The press knew where he was.
Yeah.
So it ruined his life, man. It ruined his life. And it made John's life better because it gave him like this like thing to like fight for and learn lessons. I don't know. You have to watch the documentary. It's very inspiring.
There's really a good character arc here. There's a lot of emotions with this story: loss,
Found.
love, reclamation. Yeah, live, laugh, love.
And I will say, after you
Reckoning.
watch the documentary, you will not like Shannon anymore. Shannon does not come across better in the documentary than he did here.
Yeah.
But regardless, he had a receipt.
That's
A
right.
roller coaster ride. This one. Fuck John and his leg.
And okay, so was Shannon rich, or was he the
Shannon was
one-
the trailer
He
baby.
was the poor one.
Yeah, he was the poor
man?
boy.
This story.
There's also a
just
lot in
gets
the story
all-
with classism.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, because it's like, don't you think the guy that was on the bottom would have ended up on top
No.
in the end? You know what I mean? Like if it were Disney.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like anti-Disney at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
It's like if
It like-
if like
it like
Gaston married Belle, you know?
It's just your typical, honestly, rich guy loses leg, poor guy gets leg, tries to make money, rich guy takes the leg back, poor guy dies in the gutter story. It's
Tale as old as
It's
time.
a tale as old as time. Happened to my uncle. He scored a leg in a smoker at a yard sale, actually,
Nice.
and ruined his life.
Cut the top off and put it in a beer glass and
Yes, yes. Have you guys heard about that? There's actually a bar in Ireland.
Well, this is actually a true story about a guy I know who tried to beat a train on his bike and he did not win,
Oh,
Oh.
he survived.
but he survived. He survived, and he was my neighbor for a long time. And like we lived in trailer houses, so the houses are pretty close to each other. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, they must hang a lot of photos. Because over there, I kept hearing like boom, 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 boom constantly. So I'm like, oh, they're just hanging up another picture frame. Don't mind the old modern family.
Oh my god.
And then it was like while I was moving out 6 years later that I was like, oh, it was Dee jumping around on one
Oh.
leg. Because he was missing one leg and one arm, but on like opposite sides. So he had to like jump around.
Wow.
And I'm like, and then I see Dee just hopping down the ramp while I'm moving out. And I'm like, oh,
that endeavor really cost him an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Went and got a job at IHOP. Well, this has been fun, guys. I got to be up in 5 hours.
oh shit. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot
Yeah,
believe-
thanks for
You guys are a
coming
lot of fun.
on.
I'd like to do this again eventually.
Do you want to talk about your podcast?
We got this little thing going on where I tell a story, and then I've got a friend from Russia or Antarctica or maybe Kansas that he kind of chimes in and he makes jokes, and he brings the currency facts that are always relevant to the story that I'm telling in the way that they're completely irrelevant. And I mean, it's just it's a really bad chemistry between the two of us. And I think people would like it if they like a bit of dark humor with their true crime. And I just interviewed Jason Vukovich, the Alaskan Avenger. He really made pedophiles pay in the most beautiful way possible. That's the next episode that's going to drop. Probably come out around the time this stuff. When is this one going to drop?
Wednesday or Saturday?
So it'll probably come out Friday. So it'll either be out already if it drops Saturday, and it'll be getting ready to come out if it drops Wednesday. And that's True Crime Kent.
That's you? No way.
No, I'm El
Oh
Kento
my
Chamba.
gosh.
But I do have a part in it.
Will you be playing the part of Jason?
Well, he's actually going to be
Jason
joining us.
Vukovich.
He'll be in the episode. So
Amazing.
I'll see you guys later. This has been a lot of fun. It was nice meeting you all.
Hugs?
What?
Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Head on over to our Facebook and Instagram to join in on the conversations about all things unethical. Just search Unethical Podcast. You can also find us on Patreon, where you can get access to all of our super awesome content, uncut videos of our discussions, and early release of all the episodes. We are adding fun stuff all the time, so you should definitely come and check it out. Thanks again, we appreciate all of you.
Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Baby, I got your money. Hey.